Hey guys, Joe of the Joe Madden Sports Podcast here. Joined this afternoon by Kyle Hunter. You can find him on Twitter at Kyle Hunter Picks. Kyle, how's the morning treating you today?
Going well here. It's been a nice week. Quite a bit going on. My son's been in basketball camp, and that was fun. So I just brought him home from basketball camp and ready to do the show here. Did my handicapping last night, and it's been a good week. As you know, we've been on a nice run here. The first two times I've come on the show has gone really well too. So I believe 5-0. So
You
I
are.
have to live up to that today. So we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I was just going to say you are rolling so hot on this show that you guys make sure you tail Kyle today because 5-0. You're exactly right. Every time you come on the show, hit absolutely everything. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the NBA game tonight. We have the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors going at it. Is Golden State going to finish out this game tonight, or are you looking at a total in this one?
Well, first of all, I think Dallas is all about the three ball. They shoot so many 3-point shots. I don't think that's a great matchup for a team like Golden State. Golden State's in the top 5 in 3-point defense. This is a very good defensive team. I don't want a team that's going to shoot 50 some 3-pointers and rely on them to win against this Golden State team. Now, Golden State does kind of goof around sometimes when they have a big lead. So I'm a bit careful of laying a big number. I don't know that they'll be fully engaged the whole game. The way I would look at this, Joe, if you want to play this game, is Golden State in the third quarter has been very good. So we'll see what kind of number the books have on the third quarter, maybe even a second half play here. I'm hoping Golden State does not pull out to a big lead early in the game because then they can just kind of coast.
Yeah.
If this game's close, I think a third quarter bet on Golden State would make a lot of sense, or a second half bet here on Golden State. Now, if I had to bet aside, I would lay the points with Golden State. Like I said, I hate to lay this many points because I'm a bit afraid that they won't be fully engaged the whole game. And I lean to the under. This is a closeout game. There are some really strong angles for the NBA playoffs. You get in a closeout game. Unders have done very well. And I have bet a lot of unders in these playoffs and done very well. My concern here, Joe, is if Golden State gets way ahead, Dallas can't keep trying to slow the game down. Dallas is the team that wants to slow the pace down. With Golden State being a big favorite, I'm a bit shy of taking the under in this game just because I'm afraid that Dallas might not be able to play their style the whole game because I do think Golden State will win this one. So I'm not going to make a pregame bet on this one, but I am looking to bet Golden State third quarter or second half if the line comes in at a point where I believe it's fair. So this is one that I think you have to pick your spots, pregame, be careful. Laying this many points is a lot. I lean to the under. I lean to Golden State, and I'll be looking to try to get involved throughout the game. And then I do have a couple player prop thoughts. I have
Okay,
one
would
player
love to hear
prop.
it.
Yeah, I have one player prop that I'm going to bet myself here. I'm going to bet Kevin Looney over 19.5 for points plus rebounds plus assists. Looney is kind of under the radar, been doing really good job here. If you look at Looney's last few games, he has 12 rebounds or more in 3 of his last 5 games. He has double digits in points in 2 of those games and 9 points or more in 3 of those games. He's been getting a lot more playing time here lately. We've seen him playing 28, 29, 32 minutes. I think 19.5, if the guy's going to go out there and get you a double-digit rebounds to start with, you kind of hope he gets enough of those, putbacks or easy shots to where he can get us 8 or 10 points as well. I think 19.5 on an over for Kevin Looney makes sense, and this is a bet that I'll make.
What are we paying for the over on that one?
Yeah, it's minus 125 on DraftKings. I haven't shopped around yet, so I haven't
Yeah.
bet this one. I don't know what the best odds are. So after we get done here, I'm going to be shopping around. I've definitely price shop around everybody because I don't know if we can find better juice than that. I'm hoping so because I don't like laying minus 125. But
Yeah, it's not that high though. At least we're not laying up to minus 140 and that. It
true.
seems like a great way to go with that one. Any other props that you're looking at for this game?
Yeah, I kind of like Dorian Finney-Smith under for points, rebounds, and
Okay.
assists. Finney-Smith is white hot or ice cold type guy. And it's possible that Finney-Smith makes 8 or 9 threes and makes me look like an idiot. I don't know if I'm going to bet this one officially. This is just a lean of mine. So officially, I'm definitely betting Kevin Looney over. I'm going to look at Dorian Finney-Smith under a little bit more. 18.5. I'll shop around, see if I can get better than that. But Finney Smith has some games where he just does nothing. He gets 2 or 3 points. So that's another lean I have. But my official play on this one is Kevin Looney over 19.5. And I do see that it is available for minus 110 now at
Ooh,
DraftKings.
nice.
So it got better. So
Yeah.
I'll take the minus 110 there.
Absolutely. I like it. Let's move on to the MLB. We've got some great games today. We got the Dodgers facing the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks coming in here at home as the dog at plus 160 right now on that money line. Total up from 9 to 9.5. Any thoughts on this one today?
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers were just shut out yesterday by Eric Fetty and Washington Nationals. I would have never expected that. And I will tell you, I really considered betting the Dodgers on the run line yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't, obviously. Julio Urias made a really good start, and it didn't matter because Eric Fetty shuts down the Dodgers. I mean, what are the odds of, I'm not trying to slander Eric Fetty, but he's not exactly the best pitcher out there. And the Dodgers really mash right-handed pitching. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think this Dodgers lineup is too good to be down like that multiple games in a row. So in this one, I'm going to take the Dodgers team total over here against Arizona. Castellanos there for the D-backs is a subpar pitcher. If you look at the Dodgers stats on the season, they have been very good offensively. Against lefties, they're decent. Against right-handed pitching, they are excellent. So this is a team that against right-handed pitching, the Dodgers 340 weighted on base average, which is quite a bit above anybody else in the majors. They just got shut down by a mediocre right-handed pitcher yesterday. So here's the bounce back theory for me, Joe. I think that the Dodgers really get out their bats tonight at Chase Field against Arizona. And let's be honest, too, Castellanos is backed by a bullpen that's not very good for Arizona. So even if he does a decent job here, I think somebody is going to give up some runs here against the Dodgers. This is a Dodgers team that has all sorts of power, probably the best power hitting team in baseball, them or the Angels. But overall, just a really good hitting team, a deep lineup. I like the Dodgers team total over here in this one.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Looking at them to come bouncing back off that loss yesterday, we have the over 5.5 at minus 105. You guys, I'm seeing now. So great value on that over as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. 5.5 is not an easy number to bet an over, but I think the Dodgers have proven that they could really score a lot in a spot like this. And this is something that I think long term, Joe, that bettors should keep an eye on. When you see a team that's just got shut out by a mediocre pitcher and they're that good of an offense, more often than not, they're going to bounce back pretty quickly. And I don't think that Arizona is going to hold them down on this one. I will say, Joe, one that kind of surprises me so far this year is I thought the Toronto Blue Jays offense would be quite a bit better than they are. I know we didn't say that we were going to talk about Toronto here, but I still kind of think Toronto's offense is going to improve. Do you think that they're kind of due for some positive regression here?
Due for positive regression if they're going to get it. I'm not sure. They got a hard game on their hands against Ohtani today with the LA Angels. I really do think they have another struggle here on the road. I think they've got to get back home and make some changes, work out what's happening because those bats are not hot at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that against right-handed pitching, they rank 21st in baseball. They have some really good hitters in that lineup. It just, I don't think today is necessarily the day I want to bet the Blue Jays. I didn't bring that up because I think that they're a good play against Ohtani or anything, but I do think that Toronto long-term, their numbers are getting pretty low, Joe. At this point, we're seeing totals of 7.5, 8 on these Toronto games.
Yep.
I think Toronto's bats will wake up at some point. So this is kind of a long-term thought for me that I think Toronto's offense is still better than what they're doing. I think we're going to have this time this year where Toronto kind of busts out of this, and I think it could be coming here pretty soon.
Yeah, they definitely have to get out of this funk. I don't know what's happening. They were starting the season. Everyone thought they would just have one of the best explosive offenses in the whole league, and they're just not showing it. They're not able to get these runs on the board. So we'll see what happens. Definitely not placing any home run props on them as of late. But was there anything else in baseball you wanted to talk to before we finish up, Kyle?
Well, can we give a brief thought on the Heat and Celtics game tomorrow night?
Absolutely, we can. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that
All
game.
right, so The Celtics, what is the live line on the Celtics? They're a
Let me
big
see.
favorite there in this one. I'll talk here for a minute while you look at that.
Yeah.
But, the Heat, it's hard to believe a 1 seed looks as bad as what the Miami Heat do right now. And the tendency for people would say, well, I have to take the Heat with the points, the number 1 seed. But the Heat, my gosh, their backcourt is just an absolute mess. They were in like the third or fourth quarter, and their backcourt hadn't scored a single point or made a shot from the floor last night. Jimmy Butler is the shell of his former self with his injury right now. I think Boston's quite a bit better than Miami. I would definitely lean toward laying the points here with Boston. And I'm not really a guy that's excited to lay the points, but what is it,
Yep.
like 9 or something like
I'm
that?
getting 8.5 at -110.
8.5. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to lean toward Boston in that one and think that this is one that could get ugly. We've seen a lot of blowouts in this series, Joe.
We
I
have.
have to say, the NBA playoffs have not exactly been dramatic here lately. I'm hoping we get the Celtics and Warriors in the finals and we see a bunch of back and forth, really tight games because we've seen tons of blowouts. It wouldn't surprise me if we see another one here. I think Miami in their current state is not even close to what a number 1 seed would normally be. So I kind of go against my general normal thought of taking the points with a team that was just kind of beat down last game. But I think Miami's injuries are really slowing them down a lot. And I think the Celtics are the best team in the East.
Yeah, and we're seeing this total so low in this one. I know the last game was around 203. We're getting 201 for the total in this game. They're expecting the Celtics to just dominate defensively over the Heat again, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the Celtics have the best defense in basketball, in my opinion. I mean, the Celtics have just clamped down on the Heat. I know at one point last night, the Heat didn't score for like 5 minutes straight. I mean, it was some ugly basketball, honestly. As somebody who really likes to watch basketball, I was like, man, this is an ugly game. This is not aesthetically pleasing game. But this is a Boston team that I think has been really well coached this year. Udoka's done a really good job for them. And with Tatum, Brown, Smart, they have several really good options. As far as the total, Joe, it's hard to take under 201. I mean, 201 is too low for me. I'm usually an under better, but gosh, they're almost in the 100s with the total in the NBA today. I can't take under that low of a number.
Kyle, are you ever looking at team totals in the NBA? And if you're believing in Boston to take their team total over what they're expecting?
Yeah, I do look at team totals sometimes. Do they have a team total out already for Boston?
I'm not seeing it as of yet. Let me
It'll
just
probably
check
be
one
out
more place.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this one though, I might rather take the Heat under if I was going to take a team total because I don't like taking overs this deep into the series.
Okay.
And I do think Boston might clamp down on Miami. So I think my favorite there would be a Miami team total under, and it will be low. But I mean, we just saw Miami score quite a few points at the end of the game last night just to get to 80. So
Yeah.
I think Boston can clamp down on them again. Wouldn't surprise me if this is a blowout. So this is one of those types of games that, maybe even if you like some kind of fun bet, a small bet, maybe take an alt line on Boston or something. It wouldn't surprise me if this game gets out of hand.
Yeah, I did find the team total for the Miami Heat tomorrow night. It's 96.5 with the under coming in at -106 and the over at -114 for that game.
I do like Miami team total under there. So we'll say that's my final play here. I'll take Miami team total under 96.5. I don't think that they're going to get it rolling in this one. I think Boston wins with their defense as they have been lately. Miami, Kyle Lowry, you remember he looked really good there a couple of years ago with Toronto. Lowry is not himself at all. He's got some major injury problems. I mean, he just gimping around out there, not himself, and Jimmy Butler the same. I don't think Miami scores very many points in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be hard without those guys at full strength for them to be able to pull this off tomorrow night. Kyle, thank you so much for joining me here on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. Can you remind everyone where to find you on socials and where to get your picks?
Yeah, no problem. Always good to join you. huntersportspicks.com is my website. You can sign up there for the premium packages. I just discounted my baseball package for the rest of the year to $449. It's been a really good season for me thus far, 27-10 in the last 37. I'm also going to be doing a discount here for the 1 year all plays for $100 off later this week. So keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll be announcing that one there at Kyle Hunter Picks on Twitter. And you can sign up for my free picks newsletter as well. If you don't want the premium plays, you can sign up for those from my homepage.
Awesome. Kyle, keep running hot. You are just absolutely dominating. Love everything that you've got going on. I hope to see you next week on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast.